Please give your attendance. As possible as agree, we have to go to discuss our class. Materials and things. Yeah, sinking and as well as the floating. Already yesterday we are discussed about the sinking and as well as the floating. When the body sinks, when the body floats. Okay now? Yes. When the one body is a contain heavy nature. Okay, clear or not all of you? Yes. In another word, it is a contain heavy means what actually? When it is a become heavy. When it is a become heavy. Yeah, there is a more number of molecules are present in a small place that is looks like a heavy. Okay, less number of molecules are contained. Okay, now that is a yes or light somewhat. Okay, one heavy particle is there. It is a sink in a light particles. Okay, we are dipped in the water. Why? Why we are dipped in the water? Yes, why we are dipped in the water? Why? Because we are heavier than water. Iron is dipped in the water. Why iron is a sink in the water? Why? Because iron is heavier than the what actually? Yes, water. How we represent heavy? By using one property that is only called what actually? Density. That is only called what actually? Density. That is only number of particles. Number of particles per volume or area is only called what? Density or mass by volume, or area is only called what? Density. Okay, clear or not all the students? More number of particles are there in a same area, that is called high density particles, and less number of particles are there in the same area, that is called less density particle. Rarer media, it is called rarer media. Contain a more density is called denser media. Okay, now air is a rarer media when it is compared with the water. Okay, now iron is a denser media when it is compared with the water. Please be concentrate all the students. It's a very important important topic, that is the density. That is the density is nothing but what actually? Number of particles are present for a volume. Okay, clear or not all of you? Number of particles for the present for a yes area. You know very well population density. In Hyderabad, the population density is very high compared to the small villages. How you say this statement? Okay, yes. I am strictly warning to you all the students. Irrelated matters you are typed in a chat box and immediately I am hiding you. Already so many members of your friends are hiding. They are not have possibility to give attendance and as well as for the clarification of doubts. So many times I am reminding. Today I am taken that task only. Who are right irrelated matters in a live chat. I want to strictly, yes, why? Because tomorrow we want to go for the doubt session. Okay. And as well as we want to go for the our analyzing of our total topic. So many stupid fellows again and again and again they write somewhat irrelated matter to our class in our live chat box. Okay, don't make like that. You are a very good student. You don't make it. Okay, now yes, and here there is a what? Why the body is shrink? Why the body is that is only. Now I am not going with the question answers. Please wait for some time. Our topic is not completed. Yes, and we are going with the what? Sinking and as well as the floating. Okay. Yes. Why the body is a sink? Why the body is a float? Very important question. One of student I don't have a mind the name of a student. The message will be what is the floating bodies. Please listen carefully. Yes. Why the body is a floating? Why the body is a sinking? Yes. Which one is called floating? Which one is called floating? Which one is called sink? Which is at the top of the another body. It is when it is not dipped inside it. Okay, it is a called float. When it is a goes somewhat lower levels of a bottom levels of a yes one substance, it is a called what actually dip. Otherwise, when it is stay on the surface of the body, it is a called floating. Why there is somewhat substances are on the surface only? Why the bodies are go somewhat bottom surfaces of another body? Because of its density only. Simple thing, because of its density. Okay, clear or not all of you? One body is a contain high density, another body is a contain low density. One body is a contain high density, another body is a contain a low density. The high density body is a sink in a low density body. Okay, clear or not all of you? Otherwise, the low density body is a float on high density body. Then what is the density? What is the density? Yeah, density is nothing but mass by volume, or mass is nothing but what? Number of particles are present in the particular substance. Either maybe that is a liquid particle, or maybe that is a gas particle, or maybe it is a solid particle. Suppose I am taking here what actually? I am taking here. This is the place. This is the area I am taking. Okay, this is the area I am taking. Okay, clear or not all the students? The same area I am taking here. The same area I am taking here. Okay, again I am taking the same area here. These three are taken same areas in the same sizes. Okay, clear or not all of you? Same areas in the same sizes. Okay, suppose this is the 2 centimeter, this is also 2 centimeters. This is the 2 centimeters only, the side is 2 centimeters. Everywhere 2 centimeters of the side is only taken. Okay, now there is automatically. Clear or not all the students? Now there is what taken as somewhat A. I named it is a B. There is a what in this one, there is a what like these particles are only presented. I am not saying it is a liquid, it is a solid, just A, B, C. Okay, now it is a what like this number of molecules only presented. Okay, it is a container what actually, what is the volume? Suppose the volume is nothing but you know very well, I hope. There is a volume is equal to written as length into breadth into height. Volume is equal to length into breadth into height. Suppose this duster is there, it is a container length. Okay, it is a container height, it is a container breadth. Multiplication of these three things only called what? These three things only called, yes, volume. Area is nothing but what kind? Area is equal to length into breadth. Area nothing but only the front side. This is only area. It is the length. It is the length. It is the breadth. Yes, this is only the length into breadth. Yes, and here volume is equal to length into breadth into height. Area is equal to length into breadth. Here there is a density is equal to mass by volume. How you calculated mass? Mass is nothing but quantity contained by the matter. Quantity contained by the matter is only called what? Mass. Quantity is nothing but what? Suppose you take this chalk piece, it is contain lakhs of number of chalk particles are there. Okay, that all quantity of lakhs of number of chalk particles are called lakhs of number of chalk particles are called, yes, it is only called mass. Okay, here there is a, because of this number of particles are very high now, large number of particles are there. That's why there is a what? Area is the same. Here I have taken area, not a volume. Volume is nothing but you take like this box. Like this box. It is indicates the value. I am taken only this length and height. Length into breadth. Here we take area also. Not a problem. Yes, density is nothing but mass by area or mass by volume. Okay, yes. Now there is a what? Large number of atoms are there in this particular area. That's why it is a called more density. It is a contain more density. More density. It is somewhat. Yes, it is a compared with this A. It is a contain less density. Compared with the box A, it is a contain less density. Compared with the box B, it is a less density. Yes, very less density. It is a very less density. It is a contain less density. Then what? Then, yes, A. When we compare A, it is a less density. Why we call it a less density than A? Because of number of particles. Okay, now because of number of particles. There is a less number of particles are present in it. There is a what? Less number of particles present in this than compared with the A. Okay now? Yes, you know very well the numerator values become low, automatically fraction total value become low or not. Suppose there is a what? 12 particles are there. Suppose somewhat 20 particles are there. Same area na? Area become what? 2 into 2. Okay, clear or not all of you? Yes, there is a what? When you take here it is the area somewhat 4 centimeters square I am taken it is. Okay, totally I am taken it is about 4 centimeters square area. 20 by 4. Okay, now what is the density is a become now? It is a become 5. Okay, 5 particles per 1 centimeter will be get for us. Okay, clear or not all of you? What is the density of it? 5 centimeters for 1 particle will be given. Here there is only 10 particles. Suppose we imagine that 10 particles are there in this 4 centimeter square area. There is a what will we get only just to 2.5 particles per a centimeter. There is a what when you take here only just 4 particles are there. Okay, there is only just 4 particles are there for 4 centimeters. Means what? For 1 centimeter, how many particles are there? 1 centimeter is there. Okay, now here 1 particle for 1 centimeter. Here there is a 2.5 particle for 1 centimeter. Here it is a contain 5 particles for 1 centimeter. Which one is contain more density? It is like a Hyderabad. It is like a town. It is like a village. In the Hyderabad, more population density is there now. Why? Because in a small area there is a large amount of number of people are living. Yes, in a town somewhat greater than the villages. In the villages there is a there is a one house, there is another house, there is another house. In a town somewhat space is there, but in our Hyderabad there is no space now. That's why it is called high population density. What you understood from that one? Number of particles are more in a less area. That is only called density. That is indicate the density. In case one particle is a contain more density, it is a called denser media. One particle is a contain more density, it is a called denser media. In case one particle is a contain less density, yes, one particle is a contain less density, it is a called rarer media. Okay, more density is there, more density, it is a called denser media. It is a called what one? Yes, denser media. Denser medium or denser material. Okay, now less it is there, it is called rarer. Less it is there, it is called rarer medium. Understood all the students? This is only about the density. I hope you are understood. Okay, in one class, in your class, there is about 20 boys are there. Yes, and 16 girls are there. Whose density is the more? In your class, there is a 20 boys are there. 20 boys are there. And 16 girls are there. Total your class strength is 36. Whose density is the more? Tell me. Don't know the answer? Once again I repeat it. In your class, there is a 20 girls are there. Sorry, 20 boys are there. 16 girls are there. Whose density is the more? Whose density is the more? Now you have not type any messages. Tell me anyone. No one is have idea. Who is the more? Boys are more. That's why boys density is the greater. Suppose there is 2 sections are there. 6th class A section, 6th class B section. The same rooms are there. The room area is the same number of benches are there. In a 6th class A section, 6th A section, 36 strength is there. In a 6th B section, there is a 41 strength is there. Which section is a more densive section? More densive section. Which contain more density of students? Yeah, 6th B. Okay, more density. More density. Clear or not all the students? It is a more density. Yes, 6th B is a more density. Very good. Yes, like that, which same area, it is a contain more number of particle, it is a called densive media. Okay, now in case the less number, it is a called rarer media. What is the relation is there between our density to the sink and float? Yeah, when you take here, okay, now yes, solids are contain more density. And as well as liquids are contain less density. Suppose you take our balloon. Why the balloon is float in the air? This air, whatever the air is contained in the balloon, it is lighter than this whatever the air around it. Okay, clear or not all the students? You take a balloon. Balloon is comes to the down. Okay, it is comes down every time. Okay, suppose hydrogen balloon you take. It is a what? It will be moves upward or not? Why? Because hydrogen gas is lighter than the around gases. Whatever the balloon you are blown, that will be what? Somewhat. It will be comes down only. Why? Because it is a comes down. Why? Because it is a heavier than the around the whatever the air is there. Okay, clear or not all the students? Yes, when it is a heavy, the body is a deep in a lighter one. When it is a light, yes, it is a floated on the heavier one. Okay, clear or not all of you? Yes, yesterday we are taken somewhat conclusions. You take a water, inside it I am taken top pieces, I am taken the thermocol balls, I am taken the paper. Okay, clear or not all of you? Yes, somewhat floated, somewhat sink. Which one is a floated? They contain less density than the water. Okay, which are floated, they contain less density in case they are solid also. Paper is a solid, but it is a floated on water. Why? Because the paper density is lesser than the water. Clear or not all the students? The wood is floated on the water. Why? Because wood density is lesser than the what? Lesser than the water. Okay, clear or not all the students? And some vegetables. Already anyone is perform this experiment in your home or not? You take a water and you take a different vegetables. One step, they are floated or not? Okay, clear or not all the students? Yes, in this way. How why it is floated? Some vegetables are also lighter than the water. The amount of lighter than the water. That's why only they floated. Some vegetables are sink in the water. Why? Because they heavier than the water. That's why they sink in the water. Okay, yes. And as well as when you added somewhat salt to the water, automatically some vegetables which are under the sink, they may float it after when we add the water to it. Okay, yes, if possible may we perform somewhat activities tomorrow. Okay, clear or not? First we conclude our lesson today. Tomorrow we will go with somewhat activities. I hope you are understood. When you take some amount of water inside some amount of salt inside of water, automatically water is increased its weight or not? Water is increased its density or not? It is a combination of not only the water, it is a combination of salt and as well as the water. Yes, before that, whatever the weight, whatever the density is contained by the water, it will be added by the salt particles. So automatically water density is increases and automatically somewhat floated. You know very well Dead Sea. In our world where it is there, it is called Dead Sea. Why it is called Dead Sea? That water of sea is very salty, very salty. That sea is between the mountains, between the big mountains. There is whatever the water is come from that mountains, that all are collected at that particular place. That is called Dead Sea. That is contained what actually, yes, that is contain a salty nature, high salty nature. Got it? Yes, and that one may also floated. Why? Because that is water contain a heavy nature. Clear or not all the students? That is a heavy nature is contained. Water is heavier than you also. If water is heavier than you, automatically you also floated. Okay. Yes, suppose one man is with a life, he is dipped in the water. When he is dead, he is floated or not? Why? Because he becomes lighter after the bacteria and as well as whatever the air is comes out from our body, and as well as whatever the tissues are there, they totally filled with somewhat air. Okay, because of that we become a lighter than the water. That's why only there is a what dead body is floated. Yes, live body is in a dip mode, otherwise a sink mode. I hope you are understood. On the Dead Sea also. Why? Because it's called Dead Sea, there is no things are living in that. Okay, aquatic animals are also may not possible to live in that. Why? Because it is a very salty, it does not contain oxygen. Okay, now, but there is a whatever the body, in case there is a what we have taken on to the surface of Dead Sea, may it is a floated. Clear or not all of you? Why? Because the Dead Sea water is a contain high density. Because of that we floated. What you understood from these all observations? When there is a density increases, okay now, the sink nature is increases. The density is decreases when we compare the two particles. The densities are, when we compare, there is a two substances or two materials which contain the low density, that particle is floated on the high density particle. Float means it is a stay on the surface of the material, another material. It is a called float. May it is a go bottom of the surfaces. It is a called. What actually? It is a called sink. Yes, in this way, we have to go to discuss about a sink and a float. Okay, now, yes, suppose you take a tomato or brinjal or potato. There is a brinjal and tomato normally only floated on the water. But brinjal and as well as tomato may are floated on the water. Suppose you take a potato, may it is a dip in the water. But when we added somewhat amount of salt to it, may the potato may also floated on the water. Okay, clear on that all the students? Why? Before that fresh water, when you take a fresh water, in that one there is no salt. Okay now? Yes, may it is lighter than the potato. That's why only the potato may sink in the water. Yes, clear on that all the students? May add somewhat salty water to it, it will become weight, it will become heavier than that common water. Otherwise the fresh water. Okay, clear or not all the students? Automatically it may sink in the, water only goes down, that vegetables may go floating. Okay, clear? This is only about the floating and as well as the sinking. Any doubt is there up to here? Please, now you mention your doubts. Why the body is sinking? Why the body is floating? Because of density changes, because of different densities. Okay now? Next come to here, another activity 8 here. Mr. Pranit, you have only one doubt, what is the material? I am asking about the doubt of floating and sinking. The material is nothing but which contain the mass, which occupy the length, and it is described at a time. It is only called materials. Clear or not all of you? Material is nothing but it should be contain a mass and it is occupy somewhat length and it will be explained at a particular time. It is called material. Any doubt about the sink and float? I hope there is no doubt, and I am going to the activity. Yes, 8. Liquid is nothing but which get the container shape. It does not have a fixed shape, which is achieved the container shape. That is only called, yes, that is only called. If in case one material is changes its shape with a container, it is only called what? Liquid. Or gases also like that. Gases also changes their shapes by container. How to know how much density anything have? Okay, by calculated the mass now. Mass occupied for a value. Already I am given the diagrams now. Suppose you take one diagram, it is a contain, yes, it is occupied the less mass in a more area. Depending on that, more mass is there. Okay, then as less area, that is a called high density. Less mass is occupy the same area. That is the called low density. Yes, got it. The floating of the body is nothing but when the body is stay at the surface of the body, surface of another body. That is only called floating the body. ఒక బాడీ తీసుకొని దాని పైన సర్ఫేస్ పైన ఇట్లా స్టే సర్ఫేస్ పైన ఉందనుకోండి, దాన్ని ఏమంటాం? ఫ్లోటింగ్ బాడీ అని అంటాం. ఐ హోప్ యు గాట్ ఇట్. యు ఆర్ ఫ్రమ్ జోగిపేట్నా? When the body stay at the surface of another body, it is not deep inside of the bottom. That is only called floating body. Any other doubts? Yeah, now I am going with the activity 8. Nana. Yes, do iron objects are float? Do iron float on water? Do iron float or not? I hope there is a what when you take a iron nails and iron boxes, different sizes of iron things you have to take, once check there is a float or not. Yes, I hope you are understood. There is a when you take a water, you take a different iron material. Tomorrow we have to perform that all the things. You could take with the iron particles of a different shapes. You take a nail, you take another box, you take of your any of your toy which is made by the iron. Okay, it is once you take it into the one water bowl, otherwise one water box. Okay, clear or not? At that time they are dip in the water or not? Yeah, most probably all iron particle they are going to sink in a water. You take the same sizes of a wood. Clear or not, all the students? Same sizes of wood. They are floated or sink in the water. I hope there is a what? These are the wood particles, the same shape which is contained as a iron, they floated. Clear or not, all of you? Yes. What you understood from this one? There is the same shape particles, the shape is related with the floating and sinking. The material is important here. Okay, whatever the shape of the things you take, it is either may small, either may big. It should be compulsory depending on the material density. It is may sink. Okay, now if it is a container more density, it is a sink. Otherwise, if it is a container low density, it is a float. Clear or not, all the students? I hope you clear. Yes, suppose same iron particles taken a different shapes. Iron is a material, you take a different shape, but it is a sink. The same thing, you take a wood, same wood, but different sizes and different shapes you take. That floats. What you understood from this one? Our floating and as well as the sinking is not depending on the sizes or shapes of the bodies. It is only depending on the densities of the materials. It is depending on the densities of material. And one more thing here. Suppose you are attached our iron particle with the one floated body. May iron also floated or not? Yeah, it is floated. We are floating on the water when we wear the life jacket like that. Otherwise, whatever the tubes, air tubes. At that time, we are also float or not? At the time of a swimming, we are floating. It is another way. It is about we are giving a pressure on the water. That's why only we are float. Every time we want to float, what we require? One balloon tube is required for us. One air tube is required for us. When we are the air tube, we are also floated on the water. Normally we are not floated on the water. Maybe we are sink in the water. Means what? There is, suppose you take iron body. When we attach the iron body with a big balloon, that may float it. But floated body may sink, it is? Not it is. Clear or not, all of you students? The floated things are not, okay, sink. But the sink thing may floated. When we attach the things with the floated bodies. Okay, clear or not, all the students? This is only about our activity 8. If possible, you perform in your home. Otherwise, in tomorrow's class, we have to go to perform the other things. Okay, clear or not, all the students? This is only about the floating and as well as the sinking. What you understood from this floating and sinking? Yes, there is a word. Depending on the densities of the bodies, depending on the densities of the bodies, yes, the bodies may floated or sink. Okay. One more thing, it is also very important. Yes, the sink bodies, the sinked bodies may floated, but floated bodies may not sink. Okay, now it's not possible to sink that all the floated bodies like this. Okay, clear or not, all students? Okay, suppose you take here chalk piece of this type. This is the shape of a chalk piece. This much of long of a chalk piece. It will be floated or sink? Yeah, it may be sink. It's sink actually. Okay, somewhat time it is a sink now. There is a what? Now there is only this much of a small. Okay, now yes, chalk piece I am taken. It is also sink or not? It is also sink. Then it is not depending on the shape. Okay, and suppose I am taken as this type of a plastic. Okay, now it is a what? Floated. When I am take attachment of this chalk piece with this one, may chalk piece floated. Okay, here are all the students. Otherwise, I am attaching a balloon to the chalk piece. It will be floated or not? It will be floated. In this way, there is we have to know about the sink and as well as the float and as well as the density. So very important the properties of what? Density. Okay, already we have discussed the light properties like a transparent, okay, opaque and as well as the transient. Okay, there is a what? Sink and float. Because of what? Because of a density. Wherever you go, what the property main role played here? Arrangement of a particles inside the material. That is only the main cause. Okay, clear or not, all of you? Very nearer with each other, it is a contain more density. Very nearer with each other, it is a work as opaque. Okay, clear or not, all of you? Then next concept is what? Solving and dissolving. Okay, some particles are added to the water, some particles are added to the air. It is what? Mixing with one another. But some particles are not mixed with one another. Why it is a mixing with one another? Why it is not mixing with one another? Okay, now suppose you take a sugar, add it to the water, it mixed with the water. But you take iron balls, it is a mixed with the water. It will be mixed with the water. It will be totally solving in the water. No, not solving in the water. Clear or not, all students? It is not solving in the water. It will be, yes, dissolved. But sugar and salt, it is solved in the water. You know very well about this thing. Why it is? Why it is actually? Yes, research for that answer. Suppose you take kerosene, lime water or oil. Oil is added to water. It will be floated on the surface. It not mixed. Clear or not, all the students? And as well as suppose you take here another thing. What is that? Kerosene. Maybe is also not added to the water. It is not dissolved in the water. But you take lime water, it is added to the water. Why it is? Lime is a friend of water. Kerosene is a friend of water, not an enemy of water. Not like that. Okay, clear or not, all the students? There is a one property is there. Yes, what is that property? We have to go to discuss tomorrow. Thank you students. Bye. Take care. Okay now? Yes. Please complete the reading of your lesson. Why? Because tomorrow our lesson is concluded. Yes. And in this week our fifth lesson is also completed. We have to go to complete our fifth lesson also in this week. Okay. Thank you students. Bye. Take care.